Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Dheeraj here. So today we are going to study about the find command. So find command is basically we use to find the files and directories based upon the conditions. So in this session I will try to cover all those flags whichever be with the finds commands and try to explain it in a simpler way. So please feel free to watch this video till the end. And this find command is frequently be asked in the interview questions as well. So, being as a good Linux administrator or being as a good DevOps engineer, you should have a good practice on these find commands. So, without wasting so much time, let's proceed to the. So, the first find command is basically be used in Linux to search for a files and directories in a directory hierarchy based upon the conditions like you can search the file by their name, you can search the file by their size, you can search by their types as well, you can search by the set of permissions they have, you can search the set of files by their modification time, change time, or some access time like this. Fine. That's why this find commands is very essential. So this is basically be essential for DevOps engineer, especially in the log management, automation, and cleanup script. So these are basically the application of the finds commands are there. So as per the syntax of this find command is concerned, this is basically a code syntax for the find command. Like, firstly, we have to put find keywords here. Then after we have to put path here. Then after the options and then expressions. In place of expression, basically we are putting the file names here. Fine. I will tell you like in which cases we have to put expression, but majorly we are putting file names here. So the simple example for the find command is like whenever we have to search a file with the name file.txt in a particular directories, in that case we have to put like we have to mention like this. I will let you know like how we have to search it. Let me have to go to terminal here. This is the terminal and we are basically in this is basically the absolute path for the particular present working directory. If I'm using pwd here, it will show the absolute path. Fine. What we want, firstly, let us suppose if you want to search like pattern.txt file in particular location, what we have to do, we have to put find keywords here, then after the path here. If we want to search the particular files in the current working directory, we can use dot here. So moving forwards for the current working directory, I'm basically using dot here. Dot it means we are basically be searching from current directory to the next directories. Fine. Dot is basically here path. Then after we have to put hyphen name here and the name of file like pattern.txt there. Press enter. It means here pattern.txt file is there. Fine. It means we have searched this pattern.txt. If I am like I don't know the exact name of the file, then in that case we can use the extension as well. It means it will list all those files which has the extension .txt. See, it means in this present working directory, these are the set of txt files are there. Fine. aws.txt, then after devs folder is there, inside devs folder, Linux folder is there, inside Linux find is there, inside find.txt file is there. Fine. It means it's basically going to search this .txt extension file uh, from current working directory to the nested working directories as well. Fine. These are basically the example of nested directories. Fine. In the same manner, file.txt, pattern.txt like this. Likewise, you can search for .csv file as well. In case of CSV, you just have to put the extension .csv. It means we want to list all those files which has the extension .csv in the current working directory here. It means we have customer.csv, we have employee.csv, we have product.csv, and we have customer.csv is also there inside a shell scripting folder. Fine. So that's how we can search the file. So that's why it's a basic syntax here. Find, then after the path, then after hyphen name and the name of file. So it basically we searches for the file.txt inside this location, whatever the location we want to mention here. Fine. Now moving to the important flags here. First flag is hyphening. I've already discussed this. It means whenever we have to search a particular uh, file with their names, we can use hyphen names here. Fine. Okay. The second flag is hyphen I name. It means whenever we are using hyphen name, it's basically a case sensitive. It means if we are mentioning here test.txt in a small, if there is any file with the text.txt in capital, it doesn't going to fetch those files here. Fine. That's why it's a hyphen name. It means it's basically a case of case sensitive. But whenever we have to consider the case insensitive, we have to mention here hyphen I here. I will tell you like how we have to like let us suppose we have file.txt fine and file.txt it means f is mentioned here in a small. If I want to like find hyphen dot hyphen I name hyphen name and if I am mentioning here capital file.txt it doesn't going to give any outputs here fine it means there is no file with the name capital F file.txt but if I'm mentioning here hyphen I name it means it's going to give us like the file name it means this is basically a file name so whenever we have to ignore the cases we can use hyphen I name fine the third is basically hyphen tab it means I will tell you like if we are using this ls-ltr, it means the first section is if the first character is hyphen, it means it's a file. If the first character is L, it means it's a link, and if the first character is D, it means it's a directory. That's how we are distinguishing. Fine, like it's basically ls hyphen lrt is basically like I've just used the alias here, ll alias I've used for ls-lrt, just press enter here. It means these all are up to this, these all are files. This is the link, and these two both are the directories. Fine. What I want, I will tell you like how it's working here. Fine. What I want to find all the directories here. What I have to put find dot is for dot is basically the path here. Hyphen tab, what I want to list all those directory here. It means all those directory has been listed here. First, the DevOps directory is there. Inside DevOps Linux directory is there. Inside Linux find directory is there. That's why it's mentioned all three. Fine. Dot it means current working directory. Then after one more directory is there shell scripting. The shell scripting has printed here. Inside shell scripting backup directory is also there. That's why it's also mentioned here. Fine. So find dot hyphen tab D it means it lists all those directories. If there is any nested case, it's going to print that as well. Fine. In the same manner, we can search for link as well. Is there any link? Yeah, symbolic link. This is there. It means the type of this is basically a link. It's not a file, it's not a directory, it's a link. Fine. That's why it's gives basically the name of links here. In the same manner, we can search for file as well. Hyphen tab app, it means it's going to list all those files. This is basically the list of files are there. These are basically the list of files are there. Fine. You can't see here DevOps. Fine. Shell scripting inside shell scripting one script.py this file is there. Fine. So this is basically the list of files are there. So what we have? We have basically three tabs, either file or directory or link. Fine. Okay. So so whenever we have to search by their types, we can use hyphen type. Find, then after the part name, then hyphen type, then file. If it is a case of regular files, you have to put here F. If it is a case of directories, we have to put here D. And if it is a case of symbolic link, we have to explicitly mention L here. Only these three tabs are there. Fine. Okay. Moving forward, we can search the file by their size as well. In case of size, like whenever we have to search a particular files by their size, we have to use here hyphen size. Fine. And in here, basically size has basically four options: a small c, a small k, capital M, and G. A small c, it means they are talking about the bytes. A small k, it means they are talking about KB. A small capital M, MB, and capital G, GB. It means I will tell you like how we have to see. These are files are there. This grep dot like we have customer dot CSV file. It is of 17 KB. Find product dot CSV 16 KB. DevOps folder is there 4 KB. Then after the AWS.txt there 231 byte. Server.log 34 byte. Pattern.txt 14 byte. Fine. So these basically are the size. Fine. What I want? I want to search by their like if the sizes is greater than, let us suppose I want those files, directories or link which whose size is basically greater than 500 MB. Fine. What I have to mention? I just have to mention here 500 M. It means it basically going to list all those files, directories or link whose size is greater than 500 MB. Just press enter. It means only this file is there. Fine. If I want to like I want those files which are more than 250 MB, in that case, see, two files are there. You can check from here as well. Only these two are there whose size is greater than 250 MB. Fine. Likewise, we can like if I want to the size which is greater than 10 KB. Fine. Just see. It means these are the list of files which has the size more than 10 KB. Fine. In the same manner, we can there is no any files whose size is in GB. That's why I wouldn't show you G options here, but we can try with CA here. I want like I want those files which has size less than 30 bytes. It means it's going to print all those files which has size less than 10 bytes. Fine. Likewise, we can search the files by their sizes. Sizes may be in bytes, kilobytes, megabytes, and gigabytes. Fine. These are the options are there. After that, we have one more flag hyphen user. It means see, if you clearly observe it, you can simply uh, tell like all those files has a user. I am DH, I am Dheeraj Singh. All those files has this. I am DHRJSONJS. All those files are this is basically username and this is basically a group name. Only one file is there which is tools.txt which has user as Dheeraj and the groups have devs. Fine. What I want to search those files which has user Dheeraj. How we can search it? We just have to find here, then after path for current working directory, we are basically using dot here. Then after what we have to use, we have to use hyphen user flag here. Fine. And what user Dheeraj. It means it's basically going to list all those files which has the user as Dheeraj. It means only tools.txt files are there which has user Dheeraj. Likewise, we can try it with I am Dheeraj as well. Just press enter. It means these are basically the list of files. These all are basically the list of files which has the user I am Dheeraj. Fine. Okay. Then after we have another flag hyphen group. Here the group is DevOps. So for group find dot hyphen group and just press just put the group name here. Group name is DevOps here. Fine, the split. It means only tools.txt files are there whose group is DevOps. Fine. Likewise, you can search for these are basically the group name. This is basically a group name here. So I'm going to copy this as well and have to paste here. It will list all those same deal. Fine. Same. These are the list of files which has a group DevOps. I'm sorry, I'm Dheeraj. Okay. The next flag is -perm. Like whenever we have to find the files by the permissions, in that case we have to explicitly use the -perm flags here. I will tell you like how we have to. Like if you want to, these are basically the set of permissions are there. Fine. And if I want, I one second stat I want C percentage and percentage and I think stat ls lrt. This option is not working. Okay, no worries. Fine. What I want to search like if you clearly observe, this is file there which has which has if you clearly observe which has 777 permission. Fine. I will tell you like how we can search. We have to use their find, then after client path. Then after the put permissions, we are using happen perm here. Just put 777, press enter. It means these are basically the list of files which has permission 777. Here see this file is there which has permission 777. After that one more grep is there which has permission 777. One more is there this link also there fine which has. So these are basically the list of files. One more is there the customer.csv this is there fine. It means these files are there which has permission 777. Likewise, you can search for 755 as well. Is there any files which have permission 755? It means these are the set of files which has a permission 755. 755 it means 7 it means read, write, execute. Fine. 5 it means read and write. Okay. Likewise, you can search for 644 as well. I don't think any files is there. Yeah, these files are there which has permission 644. So whenever we have to search the files by their permissions, we can use -perm flags here. Fine. Okay. Then after we have three flags -m time, -a time, and -c time. I will let you know like how the difference between these three. I will tell you like whenever I am using this stat with the let us suppose customer.csv, fine. See, it means this customer.csv file has been, if you clearly observe the statics of this file, you may simply say this is the file name, this is basically a size, these are blocks. I have blocks number, it's a regular file. It means it's not a link, it's not a directory, it's a regular file. Then after this is the inode value is there. Fine. Here in access, this is basically the user is there and this is group is there. Fine. That's why group ID and user ID are mentioned here. Fine. Total access, it means it has permission 777. I have already tell you in customer.csv. These have permission 777. Fine. That's why it's mentioned here 777. Fine. After that, we have three times like access time, modify time, and change time. Access time, it means when we have last accessed these files. Modification time, like at what times we have modified, at what latest times we have modified these files. And change time, it means that the time when we have changed the content inside that file like this. Fine. That's why we have three times here. Access time, modification times and change time. Likewise, we can use the flag for access times. We can use -a time, modification -m times, and change -c time. Fine. Okay. The first is like hyphen m time. It means it is basically used to search the files by modification time. Fine. And it is basically we default in days only. Like whenever we are using find, then after path and hyphen m time hyphen a, it means it's basically going to fetch all those files which has been modified last 24 hours. It means which has been modified last 1 day. I will let you know like how we have to find and then path here. Then hyphen m time. It means we want to list all those files which has been modified last 1 day. It means these are the list of files which has been modified last 1 day. Fine. AWS.txt, customer.csv, then after new.php, pattern.txt, symbolic. These are basically the list of files which has been modified 1 days. Like from the last 24 hour or 1 day. If you want to uh, if you want to fetch all those files which has been modified more than 7 days ago, in that case we have to use here plus 7. Plus it means more than 7 days. Fine. Like in place of here we just have to use 5 or 7, whatever we want. Fine. It means these are the list of files which has been modified 5 days, more than 5 days ago. Fine. In the same manner, we can try with ctime as well. Find dot hyphen ctime change time, and I want all those files which has been changed last 24 hours. It means it will list all those files more than 7 days. These are basically the list of files. Likewise, we can try with a time as well, like access time minus 2 days plus 7 days. These are the list of files. It fine. These are simple. These are not so difficult here. Only thing that you have to keep in mind. M time it means they are talking about modification time. A time it means they are talking about the access time. C time it means they are talking about the change time. Fine. After that there is one more flag hyphen empty. This is very useful. Flags are there. I will let you know like how. Okay. What I want to list all those files which are empty. How we have to find then dot then after I'm I'm going to list all those files folder or links. In that case we just not have to put here hyphen tab. I'm just going to use here hyphen empty. Fine. It means these are the files which are empty. So inside that current working directory application log files are there. I will show you the content inside that application log files as well, so that you can get confirmed like whether this, yeah, nothing is there. Fine. Likewise, you can check with find.txt as well. Nothing should be there. So these all are basically the empty files. That's why it's mentioned here. And if you clearly observe it, these all are basically the txt files are there. Fine. Okay. Hyphen empty also. Then we have two options: hyphen max depth and hyphen min depth. I will let you know like how it's basically be used. Max depth it means whenever we want to limit the search depth. It means it's basically going to search at this. I will let you know like how we can search those files here. Right? What I want hyphen max depth one and hyphen name dot txt. Fine. It means we are going to search those files which has extension dot txt, and it should be like max depth. It means it's going to search in the current working directory only. It means if there's a case of any nested folder, it doesn't going to consider that. It means maximum depth should be one only. This is with the maximum depth. If I'm mentioning here two, it means it's going to search within that. If you observe these two results here, Just see, in case of first, it just printed aws.txt, file.txt, pattern.txt, text.txt, test.txt, tools.txt, fine. But it doesn't print this demo.txt and linux.txt because in the first case, we have mentioned max depth as one only. If we in the second case, we have if as we have mentioned the max depth 2, it means it going to take consider these two cases as well. Likewise, we can check with 3 as well. It means the maximum depth is basically going to be increased. It means there is no files which has a max depth 3. That's why it's not printed here. You can try with other like with CSV. Fine. CSV also no is there. Fine. So this is basically like how this max depth is basically working here. Likewise, we can try with mean depth as well, like find dot hyphen mean depth 1, then after hyphen name dot txt. Fine. It's going to search in the then this is fine. But whenever we are using 2, it means it's going to minimum it's going to search in the 2 directory. It means aws.txt is not showing here. Why? Because we have mentioned here minimum depth as 2. It's basically a case of minimum depth 1. That's why it doesn't consider this one. Just observe it. If we are mentioning here 3, if any folders would be there, if any 3, it means this is there, na? First, second, third, this first. It means it consider this portion only. What is difference between these two? It means whenever we are mentioning here minimum depth 2, it means it consider the minimum of 2 as well as 3. This basically 3, this basically 2, this basically 2. But whenever we are mentioning 3 here, it just omit the mean depth 2. Fine. Just observe these three outputs here. You can get to know like how this mean depth is basically working. It means we are explicitly limiting the minimum depth. In the last cases, we are limit the minimum depth to 3 only. That's why I just omit this demo.txt and linux.txt. In the second cases, we are explicitly mentioning the minimum depth as 2. It means just that's why it basically omitting the aw.txt, file.txt, pattern.txt, and tools.txt. But in the first cases, we are just mentioning minimum depth as 1. That's why it consider the all cases here. Fine. So that's basically a difference between mean depth and max depth flag. Okay. After that, we have one more flag hyphen execute. This is very powerful, like flags which has been used with the find keywords like find commands here. I will let you know like how these hyphen execute is working. Like whenever we have to search the list of files and have to do some operations on those files, we are basically using hyphen execute options in that case. Fine. What I want, firstly, I want to list all those uh, application.log file and want to list it. Fine. What I have to do? We have to use here find then dot. It means we are going to search in this. Then in that case, I want to search by name all file which has the extension .log. Fine. .log which has extension .log. And what I want to execute ls lrt, and these two symbols are there that you always have to mention. These symbols, it means it is for the file name, and this is basically the end of the command. So these two, like whenever we are whenever we are using the hyphen execute flag, we have to use these two here. Just press enter here. It means it basically going to print all those files which has extension .log. In place of ls-lrt, you can use ls as well. Just see. It's basically going to print the list of all those files which have extension this. If you want to remove those files, we just have to use here rm. It basically remove all those files. Fine. So likewise, it's working. So like hyphen is good, there is one more flag is there, hyphen OK. Fine. Whenever you are pressing enter, it will prompt you. Like it basically prompt you. If you are putting yes here every time, it means you have three like application.log, servers.log, and shell scripting log. So if you want to just prevent if you just want to ignore those we just not have to put every time input, you just use hyphen execute, hyphen exec here. Fine. Okay. Then after we have one more flag hyphen delete. Fine. This is very simple. Like hyphen delete, it means firstly I'm going to create one more new linux.php devops.php. Fine. Okay. What I want to list all those files which has extension PHP and I want to delete it. Fine. How we have to do these operations? Find dot hyphen name. It means we want to fetch all those files which has extension PHP. Fine. Till then it will list all those files which are extension PHP. Fine. After that we just have to use hyphen delete. Fine. Either use hyphen delete or we use hyphen exec as well here. Hyphen exec. Then after we have to rm, then this symbol, and then this. Fine. This is also fine. But in that case, we are just using here delete. It means it basically we going to it basically going to delete all those files which has extension .php. Just press enter here. Now press ll. It means there should be no any PHP files are there. I will clearly let you know. See, is there any files which has extension PHP? No, it has been deleted. Fine. Likewise, you can use hyphen delete options as well. Hyphen print options is also there. Like I want to I want to search all those files which has extension .csv. Hyphen name. Then after inside that conditions we have to use .csv here. I just want to print it. That's why we have to use here hyphen print. The space enter. It's going to print all those files which has the extension .csv. Then we have three condition like we have hyphen note is there, and condition is there, and or condition is there. Fine. I will let you know all these three. Negation, it means it just opposite, like how it's working. Like if you want to print all those files which has a extension apart from CSV, it means it's not going to list the files which are extension CSV. In the same case, what we have to we just have to use here hyphen note. It means it just negate those conditions here. Fine. And or and not. These three conditions are there. Just press enter here. It means these all are the files which doesn't contain the .csv extension. Fine. So for negations we are using hyphen not. Then we have or condition and end condition. End condition, it means in which cases we are using end condition. End condition, it means whenever both conditions are true, then only that it basically going to execute like it basically going to execute those files whenever both conditions are true. Examples are mentioned say, like this is basically syntax are there like find path condition one hyphen a condition two. It means we are going, let us suppose if we are going to search for those files which has the extension .log and which whose size is greater than 10 MB. Here I have mentioned hyphen a. It means it's basically going to fetch those log files which has the size greater than 10 MB. Fine. Both condition there must be like it must necessarily like both conditions should be true. I will let you know. Find, then dot, then after hyphen type or hyphen name, log, hyphen name log, fine. And I have used it hyphen a, fine. And I want those files should have a size more than, let us suppose, 50 MB. Is there any file which has such 50 MB? There is no any log files which has such 50 MB. Then one thing I'm just mentioning, is there any file which has such more than 30, 25 byte? Yeah, two log files are there whose size is more than 25 bytes. C. Servers.log and web pages. Servers.logs are there, 34K bytes are there. Fine. Likewise, we can try with txt as well. Like, is there dot txt? It means aws.txt files are there, which has a size more than 25 byte. aws.txt is there, 231. File.txt, 19 byte. Text.txt, 0. Tools, 0. Fine. Only aws.txt are there, which has a 231 byte. Pattern.txt, also 40. 14 are there, which is less than 25. You can try, if I'm mentioning here 10, it's going to list those pattern.txt, file.txt, and this. Likewise, here we have used hyphen a. It means both condition must be true. It means if you observe the result here, all are .txt, like all has an extension .txt, and the sizes of all those files is greater than 10 bytes here. But if we are using hyphen o here, it means hyphen o. It means either one of the conditions should be true. Either one of the conditions should be true. It means it basically going to print all those files which have extension .txt, and it's going to search all the it's going to print all those files which has size more than 10 bytes as well. So if at least one condition is true, it's going to print those results here. This is basically a difference between and or conditions here. The same thing has mentioned here. In AND condition, find, then the path hyphen tab f a hyphen a, and then m tab. It means we want to search for those files which has been modified more than 7 days ago. Likewise, you can try in odd conditions, like we want either .txt file like or .log file. It means it's going to print both. That's why it's mentioned here, at least one condition must be true. Either this or this. This set of commands is going to be executed. We have some practical like examples as well, which has been frequently used in DevOps. Like whenever we have to delete the local files which are older than 30 days, in that case, what we have to mention? We have to mention find keywords here, then after path. So like whenever you are dealing in real time, you have to put like all those logs files has been stored in var log location. That's why it's mentioned here find var log, then hyphen name start.log. It means it's basically going to fetch all the logs files. Hyphen mtime plus 30, it means it's going to fetch all those files which has modification times more than 30 days, and it's going to delete it. That's why it's mentioned here delete logal, like delete logs older than 30 days. It means for in first cases, in up to these cases, we are basically trying to fetch the logs files. In these cases, we are basically trying to fetch the logs files which has the modification time more than 30 days. And in this case, we are basically going to delete it. So this is basically a combined commands for this. Second is that like whenever we have to find the larger files, this is simple, just find, then after the root directory, then hyphen search 100 MB. Like is there any files which has more than 100 MB? We can use this. permissions also we can use this trap also you can use and this hyphen execute is option like whenever we want to I will let you know like how it's working. What I want find dot I want to list all those logs files here. Fine. For logs files we are basically using have star.log and in those logs files which has a modification times greater than 5 days. Fine. And I want it to zip it. Fine. Just press enter here. Just see these files has been zipped here. Fine. In this here it means application log.gz servers log.gz and these two has been zipped here. So likewise you can use the hyphen executes options here. If you clearly observe this outputs here, what I did find dot this is basically path hyphen name star dot log it means it's basically going to fetch those logs file hyphen m time 5 it means it's basically going to fetch those logs files which has a modification time more than 5 days. Hyphen execute is means hyphen execute gzip it means we are going to zip those outputs. Fine. And these are basically the placeholders like these are basically be with the hyphen execute. So this all are basically a complete commands to list all those logs files which has been modified more than 5 days and just want to zip it. So this is basically like flags which are related with the finds commands there. So these are like as you have if you start working in the Linux environment, you will frequently use these commands here. So I have tried to cover all those flags. I have totally covered 20 flags approx. So please, I will request each and everyone to please do practicing these commands. Like once you practice, then only it will get easy clear for you. And if you have any doubt, then feel free to ask me in comments as well. So yeah, I think I have covered all those things. So by these things, I'm going to wrap up the session today. So in the upcoming session, I will try to upload few more topics related to like be it from DevOps or be it from Linux. So please, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please feel free to subscribe it. Okay, bye bye. Please stay tuned for the next videos. Bye bye. Take care.